Hey everybody, welcome to a special two-part series of Technically Unraveled. As you can see, we are in the Denver HQ. Got the whole vibe going on in here today, so I'm really excited to share what we learned at Microsoft Inspire Day 1 with everybody here. Now, I want to make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Super important because you don't want to miss Day 1, you don't want to miss Day 2. We've got all of these industry updates. You aren't going to want to miss them. So thanks for hanging out with us today. We've got a lot of content to cover. All right, Microsoft always does their key pillars, right? So I was really excited to hear their 4 unique ones this year. So we have support inclusive economic growth, protect fundamental rights, create a sustainable future, and earn trust in technology. I want to talk about that last one a little bit more, and I think that one's going to be the one we kind of focus on because man, we talked a lot about AI, we talked a lot about security. Something that really stood out to me that I want to call out first and foremost, by 2025, 60% of customers will rely on MSPs to manage their security. Huge. Now, if that doesn't tell you that security is the way of the future, I don't know what does. So, with that being said, there's 3.5 million people of a shortage of skilled security workers. CoPilot might be an answer there. But before we dive in, I want to introduce Nikki. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks, Kristen. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, tell me your name. Who are you? How long have you been here? All of that good info.
So, Nikki Meyer, I'm CVP for Vendor Alliances here at Pax8. I have been here now just short of 2 years.
Already?
Already. It actually feels a lot longer.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I came from Microsoft.
Yes.
I know you did too. So tell me what you did at Microsoft, because I think it gives a unique perspective.
So the way I think about Microsoft is I've done a couple of tours of Microsoft. I was with them in South Africa, obviously where I'm originally from, in the UK, and then also here in the US. And my last role that I had was actually leading the worldwide strategy for distribution. So coming over to Pax8 was a natural fit for me, obviously, based on the channel and distribution experience that I'd had.
Awesome. So you know partners.
I know partners.
I like it.
I like to
You
think I
would
do.
like to. I would hope so. So we've been doing Technically Unraveled for a little bit, so it's the first time on the show. So super
6
excited to
months
have
in,
you.
I finally get an invite.
Finally got you here, nailed you down for it. So, Nikki, so much AI talk.
Yeah.
We talked about playing a game every time they said AI, but we decided that might not be a good idea. So there's a lot happening around AI, but I want to know, how is Pax8 incorporating AI into our own platform?
Kristen, back in June during Beyond, Scott Chasen spoke about the way we are reimagining our marketplace. Today, our marketplace is very much a product catalog. And so there is a ton of focus right now. How do we reimagine the marketplace to become a real sales tool for our partners to be able to really grow and drive business? The way when we think about how does anything become a sales tool, being centered in data, and so making sure that we are driving our business with data insights, and obviously the core backing on anything that you do in that space is around AI. So when we think, so how are we actually going to, bubble this information up to our partners? We are really relying on, we're looking at partners to, put their data into our marketplace. How are they going to do that? Through syncing, tools like their PSA, RMM, all of the data from there into the Pax8 marketplace. The benefit of doing that is going to unlock an amazing tool that engineering...
amazing tool, I like that.
Amazing tool. And what the tool is called Opportunity Explorer. And what that does is it takes all of the data from all these different tools and different parts of the partner's business, and instead of just these reams and reams of data, what do you do with all of that? How do you get to the bottom of what the next steps are?
So you're telling me you don't want just like this huge Excel sheet with rows and rows and columns and pages?
I like Excel, so I may enjoy that.
You might like it, but I mean,
but
visualizations?
And we don't all have the time, right, to go through all of that. So Opportunity Explorer really is an intelligent way and a single pane of, putting all of the data in a consumable manner that can help provide recommendations and real actionable items for the partners to decide what the next step is.
Okay.
The other great thing about incorporating the data from the PSA and RMM tool is it then gives them visibility across all of their SaaS products, hardware, and managed services to really make an intelligent, next solution sale.
So obviously, I'm on our Microsoft team, but you're over all of our vendors. So when I think about this is bigger than just Microsoft for all of our partners.
Completely. The way that partners need to think about it is it's the complete ecosystem of all of their customers.
Oh, okay. So we're asking them to put all their data in. Security being top of mind here, Nikki, how are we thinking of security in our platform as we continue to move forward?
So when you say, security in our platform, it's constantly trying to help enable our partners, with driving these business results. And so I mentioned the Opportunity Explorer a little while ago. What I didn't mention is, whilst Opportunity Explorer gives them the flexibility to really be able to build dashboards in whichever way they want, they're customizable, we will have some pre-built lenses. And the one pre-built lens is the security posture. Now, what this does is, again, it's a really great visual dashboard for partners to be able to take customers through explaining where their potential vulnerabilities are. We hear from partners all the time, it's so hard to get particularly an SMB customer to invest in security because it's not tangible, they can't really see it. And so the security posture has been built on CSI.
Are we crime scene investigation? I like it. So SIS controls?
SIS controls framework. And now, again, I say that's adding complexity to complexity, right? Because it's quite complex.
Already complex. Let's add, 18 additional controls.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so it's been built on that. It takes a lot of that complexity away from partners, and it provides what that level of security is for the customer, aligned to, an industry standard SIS control framework. And what it does is it as I said, gives that visual perspective, but it also helps highlight any risks that the customer may have and helps to build out what that mitigation plan is.
Awesome. It's a lot of automation.
Yes.
But what does this automation actually mean for our partners? Because it could all be happening, but how does this impact them?
I think when we know our three key pillars at Pax8 in terms of how do we enable partners. It's helping them grow their business. It's helping them reduce risk, which we spoke about in the security. And then the other one is how are we helping them gain efficiencies? And that obviously has to be through automation. One of the things that Scott also mentioned during Beyond was the amazing way that we're going to, I keep using amazing, but is the way that we're going to revolutionize the configure, price, and quote process that partners go through today. And so we'll be launching a completely, partner branded and configurable customer storefront.
Amazing.
That partners can then decide what level of automation are they comfortable with, that they want to be able to provide to their customers. They can create their own catalogs where customers can come in and they can do their own purchasing. They can make their own payments. They can, look for support. And so I think the level of, we want to be able to provide as much automation as possible to be able to take away the complexity of business and help our partners gain efficiencies. And I think what I love about the way, that Scott Chasen is thinking about the future is having that flexibility for partners to determine their level of comfort with automation.
Goodness. I think there's a lot more to come for Pax8, the platform, what Scott Chasen is building. We've got the mastermind behind it, but I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I think that there's definitely going to be more. So you're going to be back on Technically Unraveled, right?
I hope so.
All right, good stuff. Super important that we actually throw this over to James Burgle because I want to hear about the APAC perspective.
Hi, my name is James Burgle and I'm the VP of Community and Ecosystem for the APAC business at Pax8. When we look at the future of the channel landscape and the MSP landscape, there's a huge amount of complexity and ambiguity. On one hand is the business models, on the other hand is where's the puck going with regards to what is the end customer going to need. And what that means for the channel is that they need to evolve their business models. They need to look at new ways of driving profitability. And really, profitability is going to come from a couple of areas. It's going to come from cutting costs out of your business, and it's going to come from selling new solutions at a high margin to your existing partners. And when we combine the market movements and where Pax8 is going from a development and a marketplace perspective, our marketplace is going to drive operational efficiencies across the MSP's business. It's also going to save time and effort and energy in identifying new opportunities, using the data and AI capabilities and being able to put the right opportunity in front of the partner to have that conversation with their customer. Like, it's absolutely game changing. We're going to be kicking some serious butt looking forward. And I feel a little bit sorry for the competition, but we're onto a winner, and the partners that from Australia that came out got extremely excited when they saw Scott's vision for what's to come. So I'm extremely excited and extremely confident that what we're about to release is going to be game changing for the entire industry.
Thank you so much, James. Love getting the global insight there. But it's also important because I know that during Inspire, they talked a lot about enablement. We do a lot here at Pax8, so I want to send it out to our satellite studio where Vandit is ready to give us the lowdown.
Thanks, Kristen. Over the past year, we've been evolving our Pax8 and Microsoft enablement journey for our partners, with the ultimate goal of creating end-to-end learning paths that distill the influx of information and updates that is delivered by Microsoft, while offering our partners a choose-your-own-adventure path to meet you where you are in your growth process. Whether you're just starting to activate your Microsoft practice, seeking to elevate current capabilities, or looking to expand into other cloud solution areas, with a slew of new self-service content being created regularly on Pax8 Academy, our virtual and in-person events, or our multi-week instructor-led trainings through Academy, Pax8 is committed to supporting our partners' skilling goals. As a layer on top of what Pax8 is developing, Microsoft offers direct learning opportunities in the form of webinars and training days and other resources. Today, we heard Microsoft deliver new enablement resources, ranging from new white papers around the importance of AI transformation, computer science, and the expansion of their multi-day sales boot camps with the newly announced Azure OpenAI plus CoPilot bootcamp starting in September, alongside their current Modern Workplace Azure BizApps offerings. These resources give us a glimpse into Microsoft's evolving cloud strategy and helps us stay ahead of the curve when these changes are delivered. At the core of our enablement journey is our Pax8 Microsoft One Cloud methodology and command of the message that seeks to evolve the way we sell Microsoft solutions today. Our Pax8 command of the message aligns very closely with the Microsoft customer engagement methodology that was shared during Inspire. The Pax8 command of message centers around growing your business, gaining efficiencies, and reducing risk for your business operations, with the Microsoft customer engagement methodology stressing the importance of showcasing your partner value to your customers. We'll be hearing more about the Microsoft customer engagement methodology throughout the day, but first, let's join Caleb and Kristen to learn more about the key AI updates that we heard today.
All right, thanks so much, Vandit. I love all the enablement. I mean, we do a ton here at Pax8, but why wouldn't we layer on what else Microsoft is doing, because it is so valuable. So, Caleb, thanks for joining. I know you've been on Technically Unraveled before, but just a quick intro, who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's nice to be here. My name's Caleb Blackie. I'm the Senior Azure Program Manager here at Pax8.
Ooh, congratulations on your elevation since the last show, so very exciting.
Thanks.
So, now you've moved into Azure, but we're talking about AI today, because that is such a key theme. Now, there's some major shifts that have happened with the Microsoft Cloud Partner Program, MCPP. I love all these acronyms. They keep throwing them at me. But the old program with the silver, gold, it was really oversaturated. Microsoft made some changes, right? But today we learned there's an update to the update. Right? So can you tell me, is this new AI MCPP, is this new? Is it an add-on? Kind of help me demystify a little bit.
Absolutely. So I would consider this as the next generation to the MCPP, so Microsoft Cloud Partner Program. There we go. I'm getting stumbled as well. So this is now the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program.
Okay.
So of course the huge shift to AI, as we've heard a ton about today at Inspire. This is really just focusing on the next generation of that program and how partners can really help their AI strategy and focus on the economic opportunity that Microsoft realizes there.
I think that there's just a lot that's going to happen in AI, and we heard an announcement, and I want you to kind of dig into this one about the Microsoft 365 CoPilot. It's a $30 SKU, right? It caused a little bit of a stir. So, I mean, we always had, the chat up. We heard the partners kind of going back and forth. There's some partners saying, hey, it's going to bring such an immense value. There's some saying $30 is kind of steep, right? So what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have heard, a ton about Microsoft 365 Copilot this last year. So that's kind of the one thing that we've been looking forward to is the price point. So $30, there was a lot of noise around it, a lot of, probably the most that I saw within the chat today within Inspire. But yeah, I think there's so much opportunity within AI that $30, of course, like may, there's some ideas about it, of course, at the beginning, but when it comes to like the value that these services can bring, I mean, when you talk about some of the reports that Microsoft talked about today, like GitHub Copilot being 96% of people that have used that kind of Copilot say that repetitive tasks have reduced their time with those things and everything.
Efficiencies, right?
Efficiency, yeah, growing efficiency. When you talk about that value and just being $30 to increase that productivity in all of these office suites and everything, and Teams and all of that, it really seems like a really great opportunity to capitalize on.
Seems cheaper than hiring somebody else,
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah,
so,
$30 a month, yeah.
All right. So we've been using Bing Chat for a little bit already, but what makes the Bing Chat Enterprise different than what we've already used?
Yeah, I use Bing Chat personally every day. So
I know. I told somebody I was going to Google it, and Caleb was like, she's going to Bing. Okay.
It's always Bing Chat.
Yes.
So it's greatly, just the personal version has greatly improved my work experience and everything and made me more productive. So I'm really excited about the changes like with Bing Chat Enterprise. And so when we kind of go back to like the $30 for Microsoft 365 Copilot, Bing Chat Enterprise will be available at a future date for a standalone $5 SKU, and is already available now for Business Standard, Business Premium, E3, E5.
But it's included in those SKUs.
Right.
So if you have like Business Basic, the lower level SKU, you could get that as a standalone for just $5.
Right, in the future, yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have release date on that currently with the $5 standalone, but I think it's really important. So the main concern I think that everyone kind of brings forward when you're using it for work purposes is data.
Sure.
And so Microsoft made a very strong point on this, on the protection of data in that. And so these, when you're plugging in,
you're telling me that our
right?
CTO doesn't want me putting our Pax8 personal data just out there?
Right.
Weird.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So when you start like analyzing a lot of the data internally for your organization, that's a lot of concerns. And so the fact that Microsoft is saying that Microsoft doesn't see this data, they're making sure that it's not used for the training models and things like that. It is secure within Microsoft resources. That's huge, and so you can actually securely use this tool to allow you to be more productive for your work.
Goodness, I know that we are going to talk a lot about AI in the blog, because there's going to be a lot going on in there. I want to make sure that I want to say thank you for joining. I know you're going to be on Technically Unraveled again here soon.
Of course.
But I want to make sure that we include EMEA. So we've got Phylip Morgan. I want to hear him and what his thoughts are on AI.
Hi, Phylip here. So listen, the key security focuses for us at Pax8 right now are, number one, secure the MSP's security stack, right? The last thing we want at Pax8 is for one of our MSPs to be breached. So we've got a range of services and a stack that we help them with in order to protect their business. The second thing that's then a key priority for us is to make sure that we protect the MSP's customer. So in the same way, we want to take that stack to protect the customer, which in turn protects the MSP, which in the end makes sure that the customer and the MSP are kept safe for us at Pax8. So looking towards 24, the way that we are further supporting MSPs is to give them an experience that they can use the tooling that we give them. So big place that we start is to give them not for resale copies of software so that they can try the software that we would be giving them in their stack in their own practice first, right? So they're using that software so they know how to implement it, they know how to deliver it, they know the snags, and it enables them then to have a lot more confidence selling those same solution to their customers. So a big way that we're going to help them next year is on the implementation and delivery of those products and services into their security practice themselves.
Amazing insights. Thanks so much, Philip. I love having James in APAC. We've got Philip in EMEA. I think it's super important to make sure that we are showcasing all of these different offices around the globe. But I want to introduce Mat Batterbee. Thanks for joining me. It's not your first time.
No, it's not my first, but...
Who are you? What do you do here?
So I am Mat Batterbee. I'm the Global GTM Solutions Director for Microsoft Business Applications.
So you were like slightly famous before, but you made main stage.
I did. Just, that selfie, you were all working, you were ordering food.
I had DoorDash open. You couldn't have waited till I had a good screen?
Yeah, but it was important. We're ordering food. That's important.
It was important. I got to make sure that everybody's got their food, their drinks, all of that. So, Matt, obviously, check out the socials. I think those are a ton of fun. I love those. But you will we don't have a specific topic. We've got a lot of topics for you today. So I hope you're ready. And I'm just going to keep adding them as we go, okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Good. So during the keynote, they were talking about Power Automate process mining.
Yes.
Okay. What can you tell me about that? Like, I get those words individually, but when you put those words together, Matt, what do they mean?
I think from everything that I've seen around this Power Automate process mining, that is a mouthful. No doubt there'll be an acronym for that. But when you look at it, it really highlights Microsoft's commitment to improving productivity, improving efficiency in a business, and improving their processes. When you can analyze just hundreds of data threads instantly just to see any issues in a process, where are there bottlenecks that you might not know about, especially in potentially a large enterprise or even in an SMB, they might not know where all these things are. And it's not just a case of it can cause headaches, it can be compliance issues. There could be a step in the process that's not compliant. And what this solution enables them to do is actually see that and visualize that and see where those problems are. And actually, CoPilot will recommend ways to rectify those issues and support with that process. So it really does.
Security matters.
Security matters. It's security, it's productivity, it's improving business processes, it's everything. And it really just highlights how Microsoft are taking things that could possibly take days to try and analyze and doing it in seconds. And I think that is really, I hate saying the word powerful because it's a bit of a pun on Power Platform, but it is very powerful. It's powerful.
I like how we went from this kind of technology into like all this data in how many seconds, right? It's wild. So, okay, new acronym, MCEM. Okay, we talked about the customer engagement methodology and what does it mean for partners. But I mean, what have we learned about that, and how is that new set really aligning to what we're doing here at Pax8?
Yeah, I think I was really impressed by this, and I've actually in between sessions been able to go on to the MCEM website, these acronyms, go onto that website and actually download a ton of content, not just for biz apps, but looking at how does it compare to the data and AI, the infrastructure, the modern work and security. So this program is available across the entire Microsoft suite of solutions. There's a ton of content to enable partners. So you can go on, you can download a business applications playbook, for example, and it's got all this information to enable partners to go on and build, grow, accelerate their practice. There's campaign in a box materials, so marketing. There's social media templates. There's just a ton of content that partners can access really easily. So it's really looking at that overall selling methodology that Microsoft have, how they're enabling themselves, their salespeople, but now enabling partners to become proper solution sellers, and actually going on to Microsoft One Cloud that we're running at Pax8, where we're enabling partners to sell solutions regardless of what cloud. And there's
no right cloud to start, and there's no actual method to it.
Exactly. We're getting rid of that Dynamics is the third cloud. There is no third cloud. There is one cloud from Microsoft, and it's about selling solutions at the right time. And that's when you look at the wheel that Microsoft have on the MCEM website,
Sure.
it really is that, consulting with the customers, understanding what their needs and requirements are as a business, rather than I'm going to try and sell you some stuff and
Sure.
I'm going to go in with that mentality. It's how do we understand, well, how's this going to benefit the customer, and then selling the right technology at the right time. And again, that's what it's nice to see from day one. All the stuff that we've built into our FY24 plans really align nicely to what Microsoft are doing, so we can tap into a lot of that content and really
Amazing.
support our partners.
It's a lot of content.
It is a lot of content.
It's a lot of resources. What do we do? I mean, we're going to put them, where are we going to put them? I mean, where can people go? Because, I mean, Matt, I know how many tabs I had open. I looked at how many tabs you had open.
Yeah.
What do we do?
So, I mean, we're going to be posting blogs. So we've got a ton of blog content. So all those links, I've never typed aka.ms so much in all my life. Like you say, so many tabs. I also did a LinkedIn post today where I listed every single resource relevant to any topic that was covered during the keynote. That's been well received. I've had good feedback on that. So, there's our socials. You're constantly posting on your socials as well. Pax8 in general, and like I say, those blog posts are going to be extremely valuable to partners.
Awesome. There's a lot of banter going back and forth in this chat. I love it. So there were a couple of questions that were coming up, and it's funny. Dom Kirby from the game, he's saying that we need an acronym counter now. So I'm terrified of that. I don't need another. Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's going to scare Elliot more than anyone.
It would scare Elliot. So one of the questions that I was looking at earlier is talking about there's so many co-pilots. There's a co-pilot here, co-pilot there, everywhere. Like, what is going on? How do we understand all these different co-pilots and make it make sense?
Yeah, so I mean, Microsoft did a good job in one of the sessions to really highlight the 6 co-pilots in a nice graph where you had Dynamics, you had Power Platform, Windows.
Was Dynamics in the first box?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course, Dynamics 365 Copilot. But I mean, my messaging, I've seen a lot of, well, what Copilot are you talking about? And I agree and disagree with that because I'm really awkward and I like to do that. But really, it's when you start to think about the bigger picture and how these co-pilots integrate together. So Dynamics 365 with Microsoft 365. And again, it goes back to that MCEM. So yes, there's these separate co-pilots, but start to think about how do they go together and how can that really bring value to a customer.
I couldn't agree more. Now, there was one question here that was kind of making me think a little bit, right? And we were talking about specific industries, and I know Microsoft, they talked about it, but this person's asking, is Microsoft continuing to invest in those specific industries?
Yeah, definitely. And we saw it during the keynote. There's sessions specific to industry as well in the on-demand content. There's a ton of stuff around nonprofit as well, which is great. But one thing...
we actually, a really good call out is in our last monthly webinar that we did for Microsoft. Patham did an amazing job just laying out everything for nonprofit.
Yeah.
So what is that going to be? The July monthly webinar. It's on our YouTube. Definitely check out that one.
Definitely.
But keep on going.
And
I had to make the plug for
Yeah,
him.
definitely. And I think one thing I would say as well is it's the this is us utilizing the Cloud Ascent data that Microsoft has in other ways that it gives you that information on the industry that the customer sits in. And I have conversations with partners and I'll say, 20% of your customers are in education, and they don't know that. So being able to utilize that data and see where have partners built a niche without really trying, and then work with a partner like Pax8 to say, okay, how can we help you really build that niche, build repeatable solutions in the Power Platform, in Azure, and really help you capitalize on that. Keep those customers and attract new ones.
All right, you said CLAS, Cloud Ascent, obviously there's always an acronym built in there, but if somebody doesn't know what CLAS data or Cloud Ascent is, just a quick, what is that real quick, and maybe where can they go to learn more about it?
So it's a propensity tool that Microsoft have built, and it enables you to have a look at your existing customer base and what other opportunities sit within that customer base. And if you want to learn more about that and even download a self-serve dashboard that enables you to really visualize the data, Pax8 Academy.
Excellent. I like the Academy plug. We got a nonprofit plug. Okay, now we got to go back to AI because we should have had a counter on how many times they said AI in all of these. But how does a partner become AI ready? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think You know, there's a ton of content in how to become AI ready. There's definitely a lot of content around the security side of things as well. But what I would say, one thing that really caught my eye that I've registered for, and I'm really looking forward to this going live in the fall, is the global AI boot camps.
Okay.
There's already some sales boot camps that are available across the different cloud solutions that incorporate a little bit of AI, but that global AI boot camp in the fall, really looking forward to that. I think
All right.
it's going to enable partners to become sales ready for these products.
All right, excellent. Matt, I know you're going to be back on tomorrow. All right, everybody. Day 1 of Inspire, we've got our live recap down. The blog's going to be coming out soon. It's going to go into more detail. Like Matt said, there's going to be the resources, documents, all of those tabs that you probably don't want to type, aka.ms. Guys, I want to make sure that you like, share, subscribe, because I don't want you to miss out on tomorrow. We've got a lot more content to cover. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.